Welcome to Gaming Fin, your channel for everything related about the gaming industry and the financial markets. And today I'm going to talk about two other Polish gaming companies. I talk about Playway SA and I'm going to talk about Ultimate Games SA. And those two game companies are linked. So I'm invested myself in Ultimate Games. I'm not invested in Playway. And a little other disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a retail investor, just like you guys. This is my opinion. This is for information, entertainment purposes only, so always make up your own mind. Don't buy anything that anyone talks about on YouTube. So putting this disclaimer aside, as I said already, Ultimate Games is, I would say, it's kind of a penny stock probably. I mean, it has a market cap of like around about 100 million Polish zloty, so it's very small. And then we have Playway, which has a market cap of 1.84 billion zloty, so it's a little bit bigger. So, and Playway SA is an investment company in gaming publishers or in gaming companies, and Ultimate Games is held, also this is maybe an important information, is held by 53% insiders. So those insiders, I suppose, belong also then the Playway investors. So you're going to profit actually from Ultimate Games in case that you have Playway. So guys, that's very important to say. All right, so this is the Ultimate Games chart, overall chart. So I want to just put it up here that you can see where we're standing, where we're going. So I'm at the moment, I think I'm down a little bit, but today Ultimate Games is making 5.65%. So with regard to this nice little pump we had now in the Nasdaq in the after hours, 3.4%, or not after hours, into the closing, we had a nice pump, and this is all linked, of course, to the Fed decision. I think the decision was in the end that they're not going to raise the rates after the 0.5 basis point rate hike. So here we see Playway, and Playway, it's one thing is crazy with Ultimate Games, is that they have a dividend yield of 7.62%. You can see from a negative point of view, you could now say, all right, so a dividend like this, that's definitely not viable. So here we see a dividend of 10%. So in trading view, it was 7% something. So is this really viable? I mean, this dividend goes into the pockets of the shareholders, so the insider, so Playway. So yeah, I have a very tiny position in Ultimate Games. It's only 0.06%, guys. So it's a very tiny position, and I always recommend you from someone who invests in a very diversified way. Don't bet to big old companies like this. Always have a diversified portfolio, always have a long-term perspective if you want to invest in a company like Ultimate Games. So it's also a very risky investment, I would say. I mean, come on, it's 108 million zlotys. That's a very small company. The earnings per share might be good, 6 zlotys, or the PE ratio is super low. Now you would say, okay, I mean, what can possibly go wrong with a company like this? So it can only go up. Yeah, in the end, it's a small company, and I don't know if companies like this, if they really such a good investment. But that's my personal opinion. I'm still invested in it. I would say this is a little speculation. Therefore, only 0.066%. So you see revenue and earnings. From this point of view, it looks all good. So I have a problem actually with those companies. With Playway, it's a little bit more in English. So here you see all of the companies they invested in, all of the gaming companies, and then also games that they were publishing. So that's kind of nice. So Playway has it in English. That's already good. Here you see all those Playway games. Most probably you know some of those games, like Cooking Simulator, Car Mechanic Simulator, House Flipper, Thief Simulator, etc. So most probably you know them. So they just producing a lot of games. So that's their style, is to have a lot of different games, not having like a lot of quality games, but they just need the quantity, and they make money with the quantity. And sometimes in those games they're probably they're using very similar mechanics. Sometimes they have actually a game that really works out. So here you see the different Ultimate Games titles also. And with Ultimate Games, something I really dislike, I have to say personally, is that their main page is only in Polish. So you should start making a page in English, because I mean, if you want to have international investors, you seriously, your website should be in English and not only in Polish. So otherwise this is not working out. So that's a bit negative for me. But here, when we look, for example, at Barron, so you can also see get some nice data here. Latest dividend 9.66%, you can see here. And then we have EPS 1.22 zlotys and PE ratio 16.96. So I'm very confused about all those PE ratios. Who is counting what? Which are actually the right numbers? So now you're asking me, well, Mr. Orange, why did you invest in Ultimate Games when the numbers are like this? I have to admit, I'm not going with a 0.06%. I'm not starting such a position and then going so much into details of the numbers. I'm just looking here a little bit on the chart, so on the technical. Because from the technical point of view, now you could tell me, yeah, but why are you buying only on the technical? You should always buy on the fundamentals, like Warren Buffett. So yeah, I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm just trying to diversify my gaming portfolio in this sense. But you're right. That's the perfect way to go. But for me, that's okay now. So I can live with this. I checked out the EPS. Now I see they're a little bit different. So the dividend, I don't really care about the dividend. But let's see. So from the mere technical point of view, I would say we're at a very interesting point. So, and just only today 5.65% up is already also very interesting. So if they would fall down, then I would maybe buy some more of Ultimate Games. So just to know, this is a risky speculation I have in my portfolio. And then I have to honestly say, I was also thinking about actually not buying the more Ultimate Games, but going more for the Playway to get the big company. So because when I look here at the chart, I have to say I also like this. So from the top, we're at the 58% now. That's really nice. And I would say, considering pre-pandemic, we are already 30%. Yeah, we're like 30% up from the pandemic low. So it's at a very interesting point. So probably just considering the size of the two companies, Playway would be the better alternative. And Ultimate Games is just the simple, the tiny company. Maybe there's some incredible upward movements in the future, but on the other hand, Playway might be the more secure way to invest if you're interested in one of those companies. So here we see a PE ratio of 15 and a dividend yield of 4.57%. And then, guys, I mean, I also want to give you a quick comparison to CD Projekt today, because I promise you to always give you an update. So CD Projekt, I'm a bit more invested in CD Projekt. This is one of the bigger Polish gaming companies. So I was pleased to see today a 3.5% movement to the upside. So maybe we are building here some sort of support, some sort of bottom. So that could be possible. So I wouldn't put my hands in the fire, you say in German, but I'm not really sure. Let's say it's a very interesting game that's going on. So if this is not holding, then I'm sure we're going to see the 100 zlotys or even the 90 zlotys, because I cannot imagine that this will tumble around here any longer. So it's accelerating, so it's jumping a little bit, probably between the 120, 130 and 80 zloty. So that's a very long range, very long spread. So that's very much possible. So if you're interested in CD Projekt, I mean, now is the time probably to get a little bit more into your research and find out if this company is for you. So also wanted to cover very quickly the games of Ultimate So are the titles of Ultimate Games on Steam. This might be interesting for you to see, of course, which games they are producing. And then we see the Ultimate Fishing Simulator, of course. And then you see games like Bakery Simulator, Electrician Simulator. And if we now click, for example, on the Bakery Simulator, you see a mixed review. So it's really not positive, guys. So this game is probably not really didn't get so much support from the gaming community. But yeah, they're giving out a lot of those keys always for free. So they give them a lot of those keys out for review purposes to influencers. So I got those keys also on my other channels. So that's also, of course, a way how they can make those games a little bit more popular. But here you see also older games are 90% down. So it's all about selling those games, selling those titles, and making money with let's say medium quality games. So it's the quantity, not the quality, except I would say their Ultimate Fishing games, they're definitely high in quality. Also when you look, for example, Deadly Sketch, the game, that's, I would say, is also not that's medium quality, but now it's 90% down. So the goal is to sell a lot of those games, and in the end then just make a lot of cash with them. And Playway profits from this, as I said, so therefore Playway might also be the better choice or better investment. And at the moment everything is in English, so I like this. And then they say as well, if you, in case that you are a developer and you want to get your games published, then you can just write them. So they also try to grow. So therefore we saw actually a lot of movements in the European gaming industry market. So we saw Embracer buying Square Enix, Eidos, and Square Enix Montreal. So this was pretty heavy for 300 million US dollars this week. And then we have companies like CD Projekt, Playway, Ultimate Games, and Ubisoft, of course, which is also sort of restarting to get a little run probably. So probably I'm saying it's not, of course, not for sure. But we see there's a lot going on in the European gaming market, probably, and or to be honest, guys, at the moment, the European gaming industry is much more interesting for investors than the US gaming industry. But that's just my opinion, because the US industry, so Microsoft buying, seriously, Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, bam. So, and then you have Take-Two buying Zynga, bam, another company just disappearing. So, and the European, especially the Polish gaming industry is definitely interesting. All right, guys, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope to provide you some more information the moment they have it nicely translated. So I could also use a translator, of course, but I will not do this now. So therefore, yeah, conclusion, I would say Ultimate Games, Playway. So look, if you want to invest in one of those companies, so probably Playway is the safer bet, Ultimate Games is the riskier bet. But Ultimate Games, yeah, well, let's say it's a very high risk speculation, so also for me. So I'm not invested now in Playway, but I consider maybe to build a little position as well in Playway. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.